Hi, it's Jill from Jelly Bean Studio. I hope you can join me today for some fun with some new free printables. A little bit of playing in my composition notebook, junk journal, and sharing a new easy to make art journal. So I hope you can grab a cup of whatever you enjoy and journal a bit too. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I'm glad you're here, and today I am working in my composition notebook junk journal for a little bit, grabbing that cup of, yes, it's tea today, so I hope you grab a cup of, and I'm also gonna just take a second to pull out my junk journal, January journal. Let me grab it here. So this one has been a ton of fun, but I'm ready to bind it. I think it's been, if you've seen any of my earlier videos, and I'll link them below, it's been a great one to work in, but it's been a no-sew journal this far, and so I'm going to take it this weekend and bind it and then work on more of the prompts. Loving it though. Look at it, it's starting to really fill up. And all that information for Junk Journal January, hosted by Meg Journals, and a bunch of wonderful collaborators are participating. I will also link that below. So yeah, great time with January journaling. So much to do. And this week I have been playing around with printables. So I'm going to share that with you. They are free, and I've uploaded them in my Ko-fi app. And then last but not least, I want to share with you and kind of give you ideas to make a really easy art prompt journal, or I don't know. For me, this is a journal that I'm going to use for a lot of prompts, but maybe some of my own stuff too. So that is what January, or end of January journaling, is sort of shaping up for me, and I would love to know what's happening with January journaling for you too. So last time, I think my last video, I was working on that spread, and since then I've been, playing with paper, love the patterning, and just laying down. That tends to be my process. I journal 2 to 4 pages a week, document sort of everyday life in this composition notebook junk journal. And then this week I've been playing with new printables. Now, yeah, I don't know, friends. These are Flamingos. And if you know me, I live in New England. It's snowy and, well, mostly wet this week. So I'm feeling a summer vibe. I don't know. So I'm calling these February Flamingos. And I made a little heart, maybe if they're, if it's a Valentine's Day thing, could be. And yeah, that was a little creative time this week. Oop, I'm sort of out of frame. I'll get those back in frame in a couple minutes. And I'm going to show you on my page. I've kind of laid down, just playing with backgrounds right now. So here they are. And again, there's a little coffee cup app in my YouTube banner called Ko-fi. And if you click on that, you can get these free. And I hope you can enjoy them as well in your journal. So pink February Flamingos. I'm grabbing a little bit of black because I think I love that contrast in a little bit of, I made a tag with the cardstock. And then I also doodled some little hearts. So those can kind of go into some of the ephemera and little journaling things. And look at this cute pom-pom trim. I love that. And then I have a Pantone postcard in that pretty moonlight mauve. So I'm thinking about that for a tip-in. Now I did double check because I know a lot of journalers like to Mod Podge, and the Mod Podge worked fine over the printables, but they really did pop to like a bright fuchsia. So you will have very bright pink flamingos if you use Mod Podge. And I was careful with it because especially reds and pinks can bleed. And if you go with a light touch, I think you'll be perfectly fine if you Mod Podge. So February 2023, and actually this video will post the end of January, so from now through February, they will be free. I hope you enjoy them, and they're in the Ko-fi app. And if it does ask you for amount, please pop in 0. I don't think it does anymore, but just do that, and yeah, I hope you can use them. Okay, so this I'm very excited about. And this is my art prompt journal. I don't know, for 2023, I guess. I'm showing you a hole punch, a single hole punch. So if you make a little template, you can line it up over and over again to hole punch your papers in the same way. But I decided to use this double hole punch, very inexpensive. I'm pretty sure I got it from Amazon. And what I really like about this is the 2 holes are in the middle of the papers, so it'll catch all sizes of papers. And what I've thought about with this journal is I am a prompt gal. I love to participate in some of the fun ones and all the inspiration in the journaling community. This is Barbara and Louisa, Barbara of 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel from her YouTube channel for Ephemera Ember. And I'll chat more about that in a couple minutes. But what I decided to do was make this journal something that I can do prompts at my own pace. Oh yes, grabbing that cup of. And because, well, for example, with Ephemera Ember, I was excited about it, but the holidays just took over and I did like a couple of them. But I printed out all the pretty free printables and I do want to use them. So I'm kind of calling this, I don't know, an art journal sampler, or I don't know, maybe it's just my art journal. But anyways, I think I'm going to do a lot of prompts and then maybe a piece or 2 here and there that I just feel like doing. So yeah, very open-ended and very flexible, because the great thing about this sort of journal is you can add and subtract and all of that, as many pages as you want. So what I just showed you were the page protectors or the photo inserts, and I cut one down for the first challenge that I'm putting in the front of the journal, which is Marguerite Miller's Collage Weekly Planner Challenge, and I'll link her information below. And I'm just kind of going with the flow in the month of January, trying them out. And again, I may do them all, I may do a few. There's no pressure. And I know all of the creatives who make these prompts say the same thing. You know, do what you can do. So I'll show you a little bit more about that in a second. And I just want to talk a moment about reinforcing your pages. If you're using a ring-bound journal, it's really good to reinforce them with a scrap of fabric or a scrap of paper. So I've kind of been doing that. You'll see that throughout the pages. So these are some of the challenges that I'm plopping in this art journal. I'm going to get to them here and there. Marguerite Miller, Cat Hand, the Ephemera Ember challenges, and some of Janet Nash's from the live streams that she does on Mondays. And yeah, whatever else suits my fancy. And maybe I'll do, you know, I just want to play with supplies, and one day I'll just play with something. So I'm figuring 2023, go with the flow and simply play. So these are Marguerite Miller's Collage Weekly Planner assignments, and I did get these on her Etsy shop, so I'll link that below. She has all sorts of goodies, but I decided to get them from her Etsy shop and then do them in this journal. She does have an actual planner. And as you see, as I'm pulling things out and sharing just different ways I might accomplish prompts. I've tucked some postcards in, I have some old packaging. And the way I decided to do these prompts in the beginning of the journal is sort of, well, I guess I want to section the journal off. I guess that's one way I'm going to organize it. So I am going to keep the collage weekly planners in the front of the journal. And I've done weeks 1 to 3 so far. What she has is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. She has like 5 or 6 prompts, but there's bonus prompts. So this is prompt 2 and your least favorite color, which to me is sort of pink and orange together. And then prompt 3 is in my hand on the black. And what I've done is just cut down cardstock in sort of a similar 6x6 size. Yeah, that is prompt 3. So what you'll do at a party, fruit, winter, lines, and a shoe, and then a ticket of any kind was a bonus. And I'm writing the prompts on the back, sort of the way I tackled them. Because I don't know if I'm going to keep, I've been keeping the actual prompts in that folder that you saw. And I figure I'll just write down what they were on the back right now. And I have this pretty painty page on the left, and that will be for prompt 4. So lots of ways to secure your art and prompts to the page. I have a paper clip on the bottom right. You could hole punch them. You can tuck them in and fold them in. So yeah, lots of fun. Gonna give the Marguerite Miller Collage Weekly Planners a try. Excuse me. And this is Cat Hand. I really enjoy Kat's channel as well. And right now I'm just collecting her mixed media morsels this year. Is a fun challenge called Misfit Makeovers. And she has this sort of, I don't know, it's like a random generator to generate what you're going to make over. So this one is an envelope, and then there's wire, napkin, charms. So right now I tend to collect things and put them in the journal, and then when I have a chance I go and work on them. So I'm in the collecting phase for this, and I'm showing you that you can attach it to the ring binding if I want, or I can leave it separate. So I think I'll have sort of a mini journal in there. So check out Marguerite Miller and Cat Hand for prompt inspiration if you want to get into collage and mixed media. And the next one I do on occasion when I can catch the live streams is Janet Nash. She has just such a great community, and I love being a part of that community when my schedule permits to grab, well, not grab, grab many supplies, because I'm always journaling when I'm listening to her. But yeah, just check out her prompts, which are always on her community tab. And then oftentimes I can't because of my work schedule, so I'll just watch in replay. So these are some of the postcards, and I think I'll be adding those throughout the year. And I have her recent one. Love that. Thank you, Janet, for all your inspiration. And then finally, I've put in the Ephemera challenge, which I got to 2 in December. So happy about that. And this challenge was one I really wanted to do. And then the holidays hit. I was also doing a December daily at that point and doing Elizabeth's prompts from Never Hopeless, and that was a blast, but I just ended up not being able to get to these. So this is Barbara from 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel from Louisa Heinzel, or Hensel, I'm sorry, I should double check the pronunciation. I love their channels and their work, and they just do so much with grunge and layers and mixed media and junk journaling. So isn't this cute? that was acetate banner number 13. And I thought I really am going to make ephemera to put maybe in other journals. And I have some cards. Prompt 2 is splatters and playing card. And I thought I'd just tuck those in. And yeah, so this is a go at your own pace prompt journal. And what I did was staple in with the tiny attacher some of those photo sheets. I measured it as best I could, cut them down, and I put a little washi tape to hide some of the staples, and I'm tucking those in. So I am very excited, and I also want to mention, again, another creative that I've really enjoyed is Michelle Landry. She works a lot in junk journaling. She does some really creative things with polymer clay and mushrooms. And I was commenting on her page, so we had a bit of a comment back and forth, and I'm going to link her below. She is doing a journal where she's doing prompts at her own pace called Pieces and Prompts. And oh my gosh, it's in the vintage style and quite lovely. So I'll link her channel. She just did something recently with snails, and I enjoyed commenting and chatting with her about, you know, what are these journals like that we're inspired to do prompts, but we're really doing them not at the same timing as the prompts, because life is life, right? We're all doing what we can do when we can do it. So I'll link her below, Michelle Landry, and yeah, she's a New England girl. So she is in my part of the world, our part of the world, Michelle. So happy to get inspiration from her channel as well. So fun January journaling, prompts at my own pace, and the flexibility and a really versatile journal, a ring-bound journal. And if it gets too chunky, I can separate it out and make multiple journals. And by the way, the rings I have are 1.5 inches. I did get them from the Dollar Tree, but I know some people don't like them. So far, they've worked for me, but you can do any size that works for you, and do your prompt journal if you're going to do one. I would love to know in any way that works for you. So happy January journaling, art journaling, junk journaling. I'd love to know what your January journaling is like. And if you are using the February Flamingos, I hope you enjoy them. Happy journaling to you.